Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about the WeBoost signal booster. It's the WeBoost Drive Reach. And we've got the antenna right up here. Wire coming down. Right now I've got it mounted underneath the seat. There's Velcro on the back here, and so it sticks really nice to this. Plenty of room down here, doesn't bump onto anything. Keeps the wires out of the way. I really hate looking at wires, so anytime I can hide them, that's what I'm going to do. Install is very simple. You have one wire that comes down here, and their user manual says that you can run it through the door, through the weather seal like this. They say the wire's strong enough, not gonna worry about breaking it or anything. We'll see how that works over time. Comes down and up to here. One in for the outside antenna, then you've got a power wire and a wire for the inside antenna. And those are just running underneath the floor mat. Those come right up here to the inside antenna. I've got a little bit of extra wire, so we'll see if that's where I end up leaving it. I might move it around and see if there's a better spot for it. But if you've had better luck in a different spot, let me know with that. I guess I'll have to deal with this little bit of wire hanging out like that, but not that big a deal. So let's go up top here and take a look. So we've got just this little antenna. I didn't want to go with anything too big, try to minimize what gets caught up on trees and everything else. One of the downsides of trails in northern Michigan is you've got some pretty narrow and short trails. This antenna gets beat around quite a bit, but we'll see how it works. It's magnetic, and if it falls off, it's not that big a deal. It just fall right back here. But I was also able to try to hide most of the wire in between this little gap between the roof line and the spoiler, which helps, makes it look a little bit better. Some of the big things you want to keep in mind with these antennas, really any antenna, is to minimize interference. You want to keep them away from other antennas, so you wouldn't want to put it right next to this or right next to the radio antenna or anything like that. But they said 6 to 12 inches, which I'm not a fisherman, but that's pretty close. So I think we should be okay there. Coming down here, right here is a little light, and it'll blink. There's in the user manual, it's got different things. Basically, green is good. Anything else is some sort of interference or problem. It's got protections built in and everything, so you don't have to really worry about it too much, but keep an eye on that. If you're not getting good signal, check that, make sure it's green. You might have to move some stuff around. This was without the signal booster turned on, and as you can see, not that great. Definitely had a hard time loading a web page, and I certainly didn't have the patience to try to watch a YouTube video. And here's once I turned the signal booster on. You can see there's a pretty significant improvement. I was able to load that web page, and YouTube videos loaded much quicker. Obviously not the same as on my home Wi-Fi, but it was definitely a whole lot better. So in my testing, I found that it helps. It's definitely not a magic machine. It's not going to make signal where there's nothing. Definitely not going to be uploading 4K videos in the backwoods or anything like that. But it was able to turn pretty crappy signal into something that was usable. Maybe if you need to look up first aid instructions on a channel like this, it'd be perfect for back in the woods or something like that, or on a trail or whatever. Making a phone call, it definitely helped with that. Without it turned on, I noticed the call was kind of spotty. You could hear what they were saying, but not great. And I had 2 bars of LTE, so without it, turned it on, and the signal was much better. Actually got up to 5G at one point. So it definitely made a difference. I'm a little disappointed. I thought it was going to be better than it is, but I'm going to keep testing. I was debating whether I was going to send it back or not, but I think I'm going to keep it. Maybe try a different antenna up top. So if you know of a a better antenna, something that maybe a little better signal, we'll see. I could mount something on the rack here. There's also plenty of space. I could do something here maybe with an antenna going up. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's the cool thing about this. Any antenna, I can just unscrew here and put a new one on. So it's not like I'm married to it. It's just magnetic up top, so there's nothing permanent that I have to worry about. So we'll see. But if you have any suggestions on how you do this differently, let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel grow. I'm trying to put out some really cool stuff. And if there's anything you want to see, let me know in the comments. We'll definitely try to do that.